Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to another video. My name is Jordan if you are new here, and I am a professional figure skater currently working and living on board the Utopia of the seas. Because I am working on board for many months at a time, your living arrangements are so important and so crucial to your overall well-being while working on board. This contract in particular is a 7-month contract, but I did 2 months in California, so I am really only on board for 5 full months, which is definitely shorter than other contracts I've had, my longest being 10 months on board. With all that being said, I wanted to give you an inside look at what my living arrangements looks like while working on board Utopia. If you watch my other vlogs, you do get a glimpse of what my cabin looks like because it's not very big, but I wanted to give you an official cabin tour and show you the ins and outs of what makes this cabin my own. I do share this cabin with my boyfriend. We are a registered couple, so you can't live in a cabin with your partner unless you are officially registered, which we are. So we live in the cabin together, and I wanted to show you our little home away from home. I have given you a cabin tour on other contracts, but I thought it was fitting to do it here as this is a brand new ship and we are the first ones to live in this cabin. On top of showing you my cabin, I also want to give you an inside look at a few other living arrangements here on board for some of the crew members. So depending on your ranking and your position on board, you might get a different room. So I want to show you a few different types of crew cabins here on board. Make sure to follow me on Instagram if you're not already. I am posting very actively on there and more in real time. So if you want to keep up with me on a daily basis, make sure to check that out. But without further ado, let's jump on into the cabins. Alrighty, welcome to my home away from home. This is my cabin for the entire contract on Utopia. This is just what you see first thing when you walk in the door. Because we are here for many months at a time, it's important to me to make the cabin very cozy and feel like home and a place to enjoy when we have downtime rather than just a temporary space. As you have gathered, the room is quite small, so it's super important to stay organized and have a spot for everything because we do have limited storage, so sometimes you have to get creative as well. As you can tell, I am in a shared cabin which has 2 twin bunk beds. I do share with my boyfriend, but we are really only using the bottom bed. The top is more for storage or if we have to set things aside temporarily, but we try to keep it pretty neat. Because of the limited space, we keep my boyfriend's guitar case up here. It's just the easiest spot to put it. And we also have an extra duvet up top as well. I have tried to make this bed as cozy and comfy as possible. It isn't the best being in a twin bed. For 2 people, we squeeze in for sure, but at least we can make it look cute. So one of the things I always like to do on a contract is have a cozy blanket. So I got this one from Walmart for $5. It's super nice and soft, and it is the size of the bed, which is really nice. And we do have a secondary blanket as well. This one I got from Target. It's much smaller, but it's nice to wrap myself in if I'm doing some work on my laptop and the air conditioning is a little too high. So we've got 2 blankets here. I leave my laptop on the bed. If you've been watching me, you know this pillowcase goes with me everywhere. So it's always with me every single contract. It's good for my skin and my hair. My favorite part of this cabin is the backsplash or the wallpaper. I bought this on Amazon and I think it just takes the room to a whole nother level. Makes it feel so much more inviting and more of an apartment vibe rather than just a tiny cruise ship cabin. It came in a roll and you just peel off the back and stick it to the wall. It's super easy to install. Takes a little bit of time to make sure it comes out nicely, but I think it looks so good. And I've thrown a couple pictures on top as well, just with some magnets. One huge perk of the cabins is that the walls are all magnetic, so it's super easy to put up pictures and other things like that. We have a little reading light right here. I have a Kindle, so I don't really use it for reading, but I do like to have it on for a little extra light. I also have my 5-minute journal here and another little notebook. This is my grandma's little nook as well. So I have some pictures of my grandma and I, and of course her card from her funeral, so she's always with me. Up top, I have a few more pictures on the wall. These are more scenic photos, so all different pictures that I've taken throughout my contracts. Because I've been able to travel to so many beautiful destinations around the world, I thought it was nice to have them printed and put up on the wall. Okay, right next to the bed, we have a little table, if you will. Underneath it is a mini fridge, which is nice. So we keep some seasoning, some hummus, oat milk, things like that in there. We also have 4 different drawers, so 2 are mine and 2 are Callum's. This one is all PJs, and then this one is undergarments, socks, undies, bras, things like that. I love this little corner of our cabin though. It's kind of like our coffee corner, and I also have a few things in these acrylic storage containers, so I keep all of my perfumes here. In here I've got some lip gloss, and then in the bottom is a couple other makeup odds and ends so that I can throw a tiny bit of makeup on every morning. The rest of my makeup stays in the dressing room, but I like to have a few things here. I also have a little pen holder, so I have all of my colored markers in here, my pencils, and my scissors. And of course, more travel photos to set the vibe. These photos just bring me back to some beautiful destinations, and they bring me so much joy. We also have our coffee syrup set up right here for our morning coffees. Above that, we have a couple shelves as well as our little safes. So in here, I keep my sunglasses, my wallet, some cords, and all of my name tags, as you can see. And then this one is Callum's. The bottom 2 shelves are mine for obvious reasons because I am very short, so it's easier for me to access them. Over here, I've just got some products, some hair products, some sunscreen. That's basically it. And then over here, I have a few more things. So I've got a cute little fake plant, my mug, an eyeshadow palette, my glasses, and in here is some headbands, some headscarves, and my brush. And then the top 2 are Callum's. On the wall opposite to those shelves, we have our TV, and we also have a desk space, which is really nice. The TV does pull out a little bit, so we can angle it when we are watching a movie in bed, which is really nice. But of course you can keep it flat to the wall. I have a few postcards hung up as well as my growing duck collection. I've received so many ducks this contract, which is something I never really encountered before, but it's so much fun. They're all just hanging out right here. This is Callum's little daily planner. We've got some photos alongside the TV, and I got this whiteboard calendar, which is so useful for planning all of my YouTube videos and other important things that I need to either film, take pictures of, or just important dates I need to remember. So I absolutely love having this. On the opposite side of the TV, we've got a few more pictures. I've got another whiteboard. This is always to write out my to-do list. This little letterboard, it just says, "Say yes to life," my favorite quote or little life motto. We've got our phone list, and I've got my schedule always hanging here, as well as our phone. I love this little nook as well because I have some decor. So this was a gift that was custom made for me. I've got another succulent. This gives me a daily quote, which was also a gift from one of you guys. So every day I switch it out, and I love that. We've got a Nintendo Switch, and then another little decor piece that is my boyfriend's. This is still a work in progress, but on the floor I've got 3 different baskets. This one is like hair tools. I've got bathing suits in here, and then these are other miscellaneous things, mostly electronics, but I've also got some laundry pods in there, so we're working on that, but that is just under the table. This cube we have dedicated to snacks. So we got lots of snacks in here. We've got a salty side and a sweet side. I do also have my laundry basket just tucked in between the bed and this cube, so it's out of the way, but I can easily throw stuff in there. And under the bed we keep our suitcases, but we do have another little storage container. So in here I have all of my vitamins and some tea. As you can see, easy to access. We do also have some hooks, so we have hung a few different jackets. That tote bag has some of my other tote bags and purses in there, and then I have hung up some of our hats here as well with some magnetic hooks. On the back of our door, we have a shoe rack. I will have it linked below. I bought it on Amazon for literally $10, and it is so strong. It does not move at all, and it holds all of our shoes. So it's so much neater than if we just had the shoes thrown all over the floor. So this is like my favorite essential to have in a crew cabin. And of course we do have a mirror on the bathroom door, so it's a full-length mirror, which is obviously a necessity. And last but not least are the closets. I would say they're about 2 feet wide each, so they're very, very small. You can't fit a ton of stuff in there, so you have to get creative with how you organize your clothes. The left one is mine, so I have all of my clothes hung up here, and I always pack these fabric cubes to keep my clothes organized. And we also have 2 drawers down here. Last but not least, we have the bathroom, so let's take a look on in. It's a very small space, once again. It's the same size on every cruise ship, so you do get used to it. Giving you a bird's eye view, we've got the sink to the right, we've got the toilet in the middle, and then the shower space is on the left. So as you can see, it's very, very small. I always have a filtered shower head for my contracts to make sure that my hair stays nice and healthy. I've hung up my loofah, and then we have 2 shelves. So the bottom one is mine with some of my products, and the top is Callum's, of course. Sink space just looks like this. We've got our sponge here to clean dishes and cups and mugs and things like that. There's a shelf underneath that's very small, so we keep mouthwash, dish soap. I've got some tampons and some extra sponges as well. And then we do have 2 medicine cabinets, so we can actually keep some things in here, which is really nice. Up here is all like refill stuff, so once things run out, I can refill them. I've got skincare here, as well as my toothbrush, retainer, and then down here I keep more skincare, hair care, and some sheet masks in the back. That is pretty much it. And of course, because safety always comes first, we have 2 life jackets here. They are just stuck up against the wall right next to the door. So should we ever need to use them in an emergency, they are right here for us to take. Now that you have seen my cabin, I want to show you a few different other types of crew cabins that we have here on board Utopia of the Seas. The first cabin we're going to be looking at is my ice captain's cabin, so let's head on upstairs and check it out. Hello!
Welcome! Hey guys, welcome to the Ice Captain cabin on board Utopia of the Seas. I'm the supervisor of our lovely cast, so with that comes the privilege of having a cabin like this versus a bunk bed. So I live here with my husband. That's why this pull down bunk is up, because I don't really need that. But if you're an ice captain without a husband or someone registered, then you can sign people on into your cabin if you want to visit. Set the bed, and here's the bathroom in here, nice and clean. One of the perks of being an ice captain is that you do get a stateroom attendant that makes up your cabin every few days. The size, give or take, is still the size of a standard bunk cabin. They've just replaced it with a larger bed, so you have a little less floor space, a little bit more comfortable way of sleeping here. Those life jackets are usually here. Normally, there's like a holder there for life jackets.
And you got the LED lights.
Yeah, I've got LED lights in here. All of my charger cords, because I work basically on the bed. So I have my 2 computers, and in this little seat I have plenty of snacks.
This is my snack drawer, true.
Yeah. Snacks and things that make eating a little bit easier. I like that my husband and I are from 2 different countries, and he's always traveled with his flag, and then he got me mine. So, well, like I said, we find a way to put this shoe rack. This really helps a lot because I hate having clutter on the floor. So we usually find a way to hang this shoe rack, because if it's on this door, then I can't use the mirror, obviously. My cabin hack is basically the shoe rack and these drawers that are only $20, because I have so many clothes. So this is all of Trent's clothes, and then basically I'm using both wardrobes, kind of. My little dwelling. We call it the cave.
Now that we have seen what Sammy's cabin looks like, it's so cute, let's head down over to the next corridor and check out what a single share looks like.
Hello, this is JBAUTH. welcome to my room. It's really small. Have you been in one of these rooms before? You must have, right?
Once or twice.
Oh.
That's pretty much it,
Well,
though.
let me give you the grand tour.
Yes, please.
Oh, that's it. You've seen it. A little turn to the left, a little turn to the right. That's everything. To this day, still shocking that this exists in my room next to my bed. I haven't gotten over it.
It's so tiny.
Yeah. In a way, it's functional, and it's good to have. But at the same time, when you make a room so small that you have to put the sink in the bedroom, makes you rethink. Maybe you should, just this much more space. I could lay in my bed while I wash my hands even. No, okay,
almost.
That's the one thing that I can't do. I really wanted to show you my room though, because it's mine. It's mine. Everybody kind of does it their own way. Most people decorate. I have not decorated at all, except for this artwork on my wall. This is from my nephew. He just went into the 4th grade, I think. I don't know if he actually painted this now that I think about it, because it looks a whole lot like this artwork, which was done by Duncan, who's just got into the 1st grade. Storage in my room, if you're curious, is this. 2 open things, which I try to not travel with a lot of stuff. I'm sure other people really stack up their storage, but I truly have camera gear. And then in here, this is typically, for me, what is it now? Pants and shirts. People make fun of me for the way that I fold my shirts, but I find it very, very useful. So this is how you do it.
I've never seen that before.
So this is how I think about folding. When you fold each shirt individually, and then you inevitably get a crease down the middle of it or something like that. There's always a crease where you don't want it. So what I do is I line all my shirts up together flat, and then you just go through and you go, oh, I want this shirt, and it's more like a flat closet. You know what I'm saying?
That's actually really smart.
And when you only have this place for shirts, that's kind of what you have to do. I do have this, so I still hang stuff. I've got hangers. This kind of inevitably becomes more storage too, just because you just need to put stuff places. So deodorant, an Xbox controller for gaming out. This is a singing straw. I'm gonna show you how it works.
Okay.
It's really cool. Okay, so we're in really small rooms, right? This is why I have this. There's somebody who lives here. There's somebody who lives here. There's somebody who lives on the other side of this bathroom. Jeff? Jeff's not here. You need to warm up, but there's no warm-up spots on the ship for singers. There's no dedicated room. So typically I warm up in my room. And if I was gonna sing normally, I would have to go, be about that loud. But when you use a singing straw, that's all the same volume, but because it compresses it. You want a room tour and I'm telling you about this. I'm so sorry, what are we doing? Everybody needs magnets because, so I put hats on there. I guess that's it. Is there anything else? Yeah.
Double bed?
We've
or
really
twin,
found...
it's a twin, right?
No. I mean, this is small. This is
smaller than a twin?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give you an example again. If you lay on your bed, you just have an arm here and an arm here. That's the extra amount that you have.
There's a safe here, some more storage as well. Oh,
light.
My bad.
If it was somebody other than me, all of this would be totally
Yeah, you're
full.
you're really minimalistic.
Yeah. What's under here? Shoes. This is where a life jacket's supposed to go, but I just put dirty clothes in here instead.
Where's your life jacket?
It's here.
Oh, okay.
It's
down
next
there.
To the, welcome to the bathroom. It's a little dirty. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
The shower is the toilet, and the toilet is the shower. Yeah.
And you share it with the other single share user right here.
And so sometimes it's a stranger. This time it's Jeff who's in the band, so that makes it a little more easy.
Yeah. God.
No matter what, you do have full access to somebody else's cabin through this little slot.
Yeah. Tell us pros and cons of a single share.
The massive pro is just having your own space. There are just days you want to truly be alone, and you can't get that if you share a cabin. So this is the number one reason why I would take a crazy small space alone rather than a shared space. That's a little bit bigger. I mean, significantly bigger.
And then con?
Con? I mean, the size, clearly, when you really think about it, there isn't, honestly, it's easy to complain about it, but in the reality of life, it's not that bad. You have space to sleep, you have a space to brush your teeth by the bed, you've got storage. Functionally, the con is that if you wanted to live more of a normal life and have things and have access to things easily, then it's just a little annoying that there's just, your life becomes super compartmentalized. Yeah, when I really think about it, aside the jokes of it all, it's not bad.
And your cabin essential would be your magnets, yes?
Yes. These are cabin essentials for anybody. Every single person, this is essential. For me personally, if I had to look outside of that, this is my cruise cabin essential. It's a VR headset. It's the Apple one, and it takes you to special lands that don't exist in reality. And so when you live in such a tiny spot, This is, oh man, you're zooming in too. This is good. I watch a lot of movies on here. It's got Disney, like every Disney movie in 3D that you can think of. And I think that's cool. Hope you guys enjoyed the tour.
We sure did.
Really great. Nice to meet all of you.
The final cabin we are going to be looking at is the cabin of my friend Christian. He is one of the high divers on board in the Aqua Show. If you've been on an Oasis class ship, you have seen or probably seen one of these shows and seen these insane high divers. So let's head over to his room and check it out.
Jordancita, welcome to my place. Just gonna show you a little bit. So basically we have like this king size bed. It's lovely. We have another one here, just in case anyone wants to stay. In the meantime, if you want to sign some people, you can stay in the top bottom. I think this one is the most special thing for me. You know, the daylight, you know, it makes like a big difference when you're in the ship. And also you have your desk, you have so many drawers. I don't use it, all of them, because I don't have much stuff. This is the place, you have like a big TV as well. You know, a wardrobe for yourself. It's a little bit messy, but you know, single man, good life. Here as well, this is a big shower. You have more drawers there. Yeah, I think it's the same. The bathrooms most of the times are the same size. As well, we had like every week someone came here to clean it, take the trash out, put some more toilet paper, towels, clean towels. So great. Let me just take a sip. Like,
oh, and you have a sofa in here.
I just be here. I'm happy just to be here by myself. I'm one of the high divers on board. So basically in the aqua theater we have 2 positions as a high divers, and they have these privileges. It came for the risk as well, you know. We jump from 70 meters to a small tiny pool. And that's why you get this room. I didn't expect that at the beginning when I signed the contract, because I was like thinking, you know, all the movies that you've been watching as like the ships and stuff and how they live. I never expect that, so that was a plus when I signed my contract. So
What's your favorite part about this cabin?
ooh, I think the way that you can see the sunset every time. Most of the time, the people that is downstairs need to go to the helipad to see sunset or to have like a daylight thing.
Like me.
Yeah, like you.
Do you have a like essential for the cabin or like a hack?
A hack is need to be a LED light, so something to make it in the night like more cozy and stuff. It's like a galaxy lights, and then the mood of the room changed like completely. You know?
For sure.
This is kind of important. This is not like a really cozy room, but there is people that get super creative with the rooms, and they have like these pillows over here, plants, and you know, there is many, but I'm just keep it like super simple. Because yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for coming.
So there you have it. Those are a few of the very many crew cabins we have on board. We definitely have more variety, but those are just a couple for you to check out. So big thank you to all of my friends for participating in this video. But I wanted to end off the video with a couple questions. I had you guys sending questions regarding the cabin and just the living arrangements here on board, so I wanted to answer some of those for you. When do you find out who your roommate will be? So in the situation that I'm currently in, I knew that it was going to be my boyfriend because we got the contract together and we didn't sign on together, but we were meant to sign on a week apart. So before he signed on, I was just living in here by myself. But in other situations, it's typically someone from the cruise division. Because I am from the cruise division, it's either going to be another skater in the cast, or if there's an odd number of like couples or things like that, you might be put with a crew staff, a youth staff, a dancer, or even someone from the aqua cast. Do you always have to have a roomie? This heavily depends on what your position is on board. So as an ice cast member, we will always have a roommate. Callum is back in the cabin, so if you hear noise, it's him. But if, for example, you have a higher up position with more stripes, chances are you have your own cabin. But for me, we will always have a roommate. Do you get room inspection? If so, how often? So we do get our cabin inspected. It's usually once a month, and it's always after drill. So you don't exactly know when it's gonna be, but if you do fail, your supervisor has to come check your room that you have taken care of whatever you failed for. But So far, we have passed every time. What's the noise level like compared to passenger cabins? The walls here are very, very thin. They're very thin, so sometimes you might hear people next door if they're playing really loud music or they're talking really loud or have quite a few people over, but we actually haven't had any sort of noise issues so far. We're at the end of the hall and then we only have one person on the left side of us, so we haven't really heard much. The only thing is we sometimes hear music ever so slightly through the vent in the bathroom. All the time. It's quite faint, but are there any differences between this cabin and previous cabins you've had? There's no difference, it's just brand new. Everything else is exactly the same. This is identical to my cabin on Wonder. What's the difference between a couple cabin and yours? A couple's cabin is pretty much exactly the same. The only difference is that instead of a bunk bed, it's one bed and the bed is a double. So you do have less floor space and less storage space, but you don't have a bunk bed. That's pretty much the only difference. What is the square footage? What would you guess? Guessing with my body length, which I'm 5 foot, I would say the room, I don't know in square feet, but it's probably 15 feet long and 7 feet wide, give or take. And then we also have the bathroom as well, which is included in that rectangle. Is it weird not having a window? Absolutely. It is so weird to wake up and never know what time of day it is. You come in the cabin and you completely lose all track of time. Like, you just don't ever know what time of day it is. Thank God we have, you know, watches and clocks, because you just don't know. That is the biggest thing I miss when I'm away from home, is having a window, because my body clock is so confused when I first come on board. And we try to regulate that, but it is a little bit challenging. Wow, so many people are asking about the temperature of the room. Do you have a thermostat control? We sure do. So we can adjust the temperature in here. We can also turn on a fan. There's 3 different settings. Pretty exciting stuff. What is the best gift for a crew cabin? I would say LED lights. They're great to have. They set the vibe for sure. Either that or magnets. You can always use magnets. Is it possible to have more pay taken out to get a cabin by yourself? No. You cannot pay to get a better cabin or a bigger cabin. It's not possible. It's all dependent on your rank. Is there a cleaning crew for crew cabins? No. Again, depending on your position, you might have that privilege. For us, we have to clean our own cabins, so we are required to keep it tidy. They do have cleaning supplies at Linen that you can like rent out for free, but I personally just buy our own for the cabin so that we have them here and we can use it anytime. But things like a vacuum and things like that, you can rent out or borrow, and then you bring it back. Did the music stop? If you had seen one of my first vlogs on the ship, there was music constantly playing through the speakers in the cabin. It did stop. It only lasted about 2-3 days, but it was so bizarre. Are your rooms underwater? Here, yeah. No, but some ships, yes. So here we are not, we're above water, but some ships we are below the water line, which is kind of freaky when you think about it. How comfortable are the mattresses? No. Callum says no. Here, I personally find it to be pretty comfortable because it's brand new. Do they store your luggage for you? No, as you saw, they are under the bed, tucked under there. So you just make it work. For my last question, are you responsible for washing your sheets and towels, or does housekeeping take care of it? It is really nice. We don't have to do our own laundry for linen. We can just bring it down, and there's a big bin where it says dirty linen. You throw your stuff in there, and then you can pick up clean linen, clean towels, sheets, duvet covers, you name it, and it's free. It's very convenient. When you go home, you get slapped with the hard reality that you have to do everything yourself, but here it's really nice. I got a lot of questions, but that's where we're gonna leave it today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative. If you have any other specific video ideas, let me know. I'm always happy to hear them. But as always, I love you all to the moon and back. Thank you again for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.